We'll now start the meeting and ask Larry Halsey to lead us in the pledge and the anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose cross stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare of bursting air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If you remain standing, we'll have Ken Surrey, member of the Challenge Committee, and others to come up with our invocation.
Good and gracious Lord, we thank you for all the blessings that you provide to us. We are thankful for this group, these Rotarians who give themselves to be of service to those around us. We're also appreciative of the high schoolers here today from the Rotary Challenge. As we are impressed with their knowledge, we hope that their knowledge as well as their skills and abilities will then be put to use for a positive impact in the future. Lord, again, we thank you for all these things you bless us with, for the food before us. In your name we pray. Amen. First off, we have Leslie Thomas, yes, Paul. We have William Lee, yes, Joe Riley.
I'd like to mention that, of course, I'm not Diana. She had a slight emergency and couldn't make it today, so she's stuck with me this afternoon. Under announcements for our program today, it's only a reminder that we have sent the invoices out for our dues, and quicker we get that wrapped up, the happier a lot of people will be. So don't forget, as you pay your dues, to also consider a contribution to the Youth Service Fund, which is the organization that drives this committee and what we do for the Challenge Program and for the Youth Service Awards that we just had. So remember that contribution. It's a suggestion. You can certainly donate a lot more if you like. And also, don't forget the Rotary Foundation, which is the backbone of the Rotary world and worldwide help that we are able to do as Rotarians. So as you can, please remember those also with your dues. So with that, this is probably one of the most enjoyable Rotary programs that you will attend with the Rotary year, and it is our Challenge program, and I'd like to ask committee member chairman, Judge Diggs, to come up and get us rolling.
Good afternoon, fellow Rotarians and guests. Thank you for joining me today. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what you're about to see in just a few minutes. It's the Rotary Challenge. I've been a member of this committee for a number of years, and let me tell you, it is a lot of fun. It is a one-day. We put in about a 12-hour, one-day competition where 13 area school districts competed. And we film every round, and KXSP plays those rounds every weekend until we get to the finals. So if you're there, you know how it ends up, but the rest of the community doesn't, and anticipation gets built and so on. If you have been in Rotary for a while, you know what this competition is about. If you haven't, or if you're new to Rotary, let me tell you briefly. It is a high school trivia challenge competition, kind of Jeopardy-like. I think that's the way you describe it. There are 3 rounds. Round 1 and round 3 are toss-up questions where both schools will get an opportunity to buzz in and answer the question if they can. And if they do, they get paid. They get the point values for different questions. The second round, or the middle round, is a blitz round where each school can choose a topic, and they're asked 10 questions about that topic, and they get point values depending on how many questions they are answered. And if they don't answer the questions, the other team can try to answer it to steal some points. At the end of the day, let me just tell you, the students that are involved with this are amazing. They truly are remarkable in your, not just depth of knowledge, but the breadth of knowledge. And I'd like to maybe throw some questions out there just to give you some ideas of what these students, what kind of questions they have to consider or answer. So if I'm going to ask a question, if you know the answer, put your hand up. I'll give you a chance to answer. If you don't want to embarrass yourself in front of your friends and get your neighbor to answer, don't embarrass them. A film name for these vehicles starred Ben Cross and Ian Charleston as 2 British runners at the 1924 Olympics. And these vehicles were used to carry Elijah to heaven. Oh, I heard it.
Chariots of Fire.
Chariots of Fire. Excellent. Ding, ding, ding. How about another one? One series by this painter created at a Trinity of Berkeley depicts a set of haystacks. What French impressionist was famed for his paintings of watercolors. Monet, very good. That back table is getting awesome. The city of Entebbe lies on one lake, which is shared between several countries, including Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania.
Victoria.
Lake Victoria. Are you an alumni? Did you do high school trivia? You should be. If you're not, you've now become drafted on the team. Moving on to literature, in one part of this work, Brecca the Bonding defeats the protagonist in a swimming match. One of the central villains of this work has his arm ripped off while killing the inhabitants of the mead hall. In what Old English epic does the title hero defeat? Beowulf. Excellent. How about this? This is in general knowledge. This type of fuel is required to be contained in blue-colored cans for portable use. This was the original fuel used for Coleman lamps, and it was fuel used in traditional barn lamps. Also, the primary nighttime heating source for the Amish. What fuel makes up most A and A1? Kerosene, very good. And here's the last one. In December 2024, this player threw for over 360 yards in a 48-42 win over the Lions. This NFL player recently got engaged to Haley Steinfeld. What player is a starting quarterback for the Buffalo Bills?
Josh Allen.
Oh, I heard the back.
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen, very good. So that's all the questions I have. You guys can see we cover a lot of different topics here: science, math, history, literature, religion, sports. You can't just know one thing and be successful in this. That's why the teams are made up of multiple students at a time, 4 on each side to compete. I want to remind the Rotarians here that this all happens, this competition has been going on 53 years? It's 53, 54 years. I can't remember. We missed a year because of COVID. So it's somewhere around 53 or 54 years. But it is fully funded by us due to the generous donations to the Youth Services Fund. We not only host the competition, buy the trivia, and order the trophies, bring in food for the day for the participants. We also buy swag bags, or provide swag bags, I'm sorry. Those swag bags you've seen on some of these tables, there's some examples. Those are for you to take home if you want. But that's what every student gets. Whether you win or lose, you're not leaving empty-handed. You get something. Plus, you also get to be on TV, which when you're in high school, that's kind of cool. Usually, if you're in high school and you're on TV, it may not be the greatest. So it's kind of nice to be on TV for good reason, right? I want to thank a big thank you to KX and XB for providing 7 or 8 people to be there all day long, volunteering their equipment, their time, their expertise, especially Emily Bear, who year after year comes through, putting it together and making sure that the show runs smoothly and on time. It is a long day, there's no doubt. And for those of you that are interested in being on a committee, you don't have to be there for 12 hours. You can demonstrate your love and shifts. So we can always use a few extra hands to help out with it, pick up food or provide help during the day. I want to also thank the Trivia Challenge Committee, any members here. You'll stand real quick. Let's give you all a shout out to MCC. MCC provided us the last few years the Ball Performing Arts Center so that we will have a place to film. And I appreciate that. Thank you, President. So before we get started, let me tell you, the 2 finalists this year are defending champion Crawford, who's seated over here. And the other finalist is Vanguard. If you haven't been paying attention, they were the finalists. We're about to see the final round. As it turned out, I think we're ready.
watching me on 25 ABC for many weeks. We have whittled down the best of the best tonight on our Rotary Challenge. We have Vanguard. Yeah. We have Crawford. We have me. She's giving her all the time. Hey, thank you for that. Yeah. Folks, these are the brightest and the best that we have in Central Texas, and tonight they're playing for money for their schools. This is it. I'm going to do my best interest here. You're watching on 25 ABC. This is the Rotary Challenge. All right, teams. We're going to do introductions to start with because Crawford and Vanguard deserve to have some recognition right now. Crawford, we will start with you. You're here in the finals. How does that feel? Reintroduce yourself to the audience as well.
Greg Underwood, the junior. I'm Ethan Rogers, a sophomore. I'm Eli Wilson, I'm a sophomore.
And I'm Ava Johnson, also a sophomore.
And what does it feel like to be in the finals again?
Feels great. Yeah.
You ready?
Yep.
All right, Vanguard, introduce yourself and why you're excited about the finals.
I'm Patrick Nielsen, a senior, and this is our first time making it this far, so I'm really excited to hopefully take it all the way.
My name is Autumn Cleveland, and I'm a junior, and I just really like practicing trivia with my friends.
My name is Lucius, I'm a sophomore, and I'm just enjoying the competition and being with my friends and getting this far.
My name is Taylor, I'm a freshman, and it's my first time in our tournament, so it's excited to be here.
And I am excited to be here as well. We have two great teams going head to head. Crawford, who's the defending champion. Vanguard, you're here to take them down. Let's see who does it. We have 3 rounds that we're going to play. If you've been watching all along, you know this. If you're new to the show and this is the finale, well, this is a 3-round game. We have the first round. Each question is assigned points. Whoever reads them first gets to answer. If they get it wrong, the other team gets to answer, and they get the selected points. The second round is the lightning round. That's where we give them a list of questions. What they don't get right, the other team will get to say. And then the third round is just like the first round. We add up all the points. We have our judges over here. And then we will declare a winner in 2025 for the Rotary Challenge. Crawford, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Vanguard, are you ready?
Yes, we are.
Round 1, finale. Rotary Challenge starts right now. These next 4 questions that I'm going to tell you are about snow. They go from 5, 10 to 15 to 20 points. Here we go. The lower limit of the perennial snowfield is called A snowfield edge, B, a Piedmont, C, snow line, or D, snow limit.
C, snow line.
Snow line is correct. For 10 points. In some of the older towns of Switzerland, buildings are constructed in what fashion to protect them against the flowing snow of avalanches on stilts or reinforced concrete, underground, or like the prows of ships?
I said prows of ships.
Yep. For 15 points, the worst avalanche in American history occurred in what Washington mountain range?
The Rockies.
No.
The Washington.
No, the Cascades. And for 20 points, the only Native American architecture that makes use of Keystone Arch is called what?
Good question.
The only Native American architecture that makes use of the Keystone Arch is called what?
Igloo.
Igloo is correct for 20 points. Remember that. The first plague was a peculiar trial to the Egyptians because they used the water for drinking. A large part of their food was fish. The yearly overflowing of the Nile was valuable for their land, and they worshipped the river as a god. Describe the first plague.
The water in the blood.
Correct. For 5 points, which poem by Tennyson tells a soldier's duty to obey orders despite the consequences? Which poem by Tennyson tells of a soldier's duty to obey orders despite the consequences?
I have a run in number 10.
No.
Beautiful.
The Charge of the Light Brigade. For 10 points, the following quotation is from a long and romantic poem by a Scottish writer of the latter 18th and early 19th centuries. Oh, what a tangled web we weave when first we practiced to deceive. The poem was called Marmion. What? Name the poet. Marmion. What are their names?
Good.
Yes. All right, for 5 points, the most pollution-free source of energy is A, natural gas, B, coal, C, nuclear, or D, solar energy.
Solar.
Solar is correct. For 20 points, what sort of gas has infinitely small molecules that exert no force on each other?
Hydrogen.
Correct. For 10 points, the standard 80-column punch card was invented by 1890 by Dr. Herman Hollerith to analyze the results of what survey? The census is correct. Let's get a score check in round 1. All right, 65 to 15. All right, for 10 points, two mesh gears have 20 and 30 teeth. The 22 gear rotates at 150 RPM. What is the speed of the larger gear? I'll repeat it. Two mesh gears have 20 and 30 teeth. The 22 gear rotates at 150 RPM. What is the speed of the larger gear?
195.
No.
Oh, good.
100. For 10 points, the human body has 206 separate bones. There is a time in life, however, when it actually has 300. What is that? We'll take that as that birth. Which planet has a period of revolution almost twice that of the Earth?
Mars.
Correct. For 5 points, we often see them portrayed as masks. What are the two forms of drama?
Comedy and tragedy.
Comedy and tragedy. For 20 points, South Carolina's secession from the Union in 1860 was immediately precipitated by what event?
This is in North Carolina.
No.
The
Lincoln's election. If you remember your mother views, you'll recall that a child born on Monday is fair or face. What is Tuesday's child?
Long face.
No. Full of grace. Full of grace. For 5 points, when the weatherman reports the wind chill factor, he is relying on the wind chill index. What does the wind chill index relate?
wind speed temperature.
Temperature to wind speed. Correct. And how much heat is being whipped away from the body. Which wife of Henry VIII of England was the daughter of Ferdinand and his...
Catherine.
Very good. Yeah. All right, we have 2 minutes left on round 3. Let's go ahead on round 1, should I say. And what's the score? 75 to 40. All right. Close match here. For 15 points, the president is elected directly by popular vote in which of the following countries? Germany, Italy, France, Switzerland, or the Netherlands? Strictly popular vote.
Netherlands.
No. No, France. For 5 points, how is an Etch-a-Sketch supposed to be erased?
Shaking it.
By shaking. Correct. For 15 points, this fine Gothic church stands on the site of several earlier churches. The present structure, with its lofty nave and flying buttress, was mainly built between the 13th and 15th centuries. No. The 2 towers were finished in 1740 by Wren. What's the name of the church? This fine Gothic church stands on the site of several earlier churches. The present structure, with its lofty nave and flying buttress, was mainly built between the 13th and 15th centuries. The 2 towers were finished in 1740 by Wren. What's the name of the church?
St. Peter's Cathedral. St. Peter's.
Westminster Abbey. And for 10 points, it was said long ago that there may keep a secret if 2 of them are dead. Was that Benjamin Franklin, William Shakespeare, Oscar Wilde, or Mark Twain?
Twain.
No.
Oscar Wilde.
Franklin. All right, what's our score? We have 80 to 40, and that is the end of round 1 at 80 to 40. Whew, you can feel the tension in the room. We have a lightning round coming up next for round 2, and we'll do that right after this. We are to the round 2 of the lightning round, and it looks like that Crawford has a little catching up to do. Let's get that score.
Vanguard 80, Crawford 40.
80 to 40. We're still well within range here. It's anybody's game. And in this lightning round, we'll go over 3 categories. I've been trying to do the logo for like this umpteen episodes. We're just getting rid of that one because no one's going to pick that. So we're not going to do that one, but we have 3 categories. Crawford, since you're not in the lead, we will start with you. You can go with John Steinbeck. You can go with the Crusades, or you can go with the Zeus's Romantic Escapades. The Crusades. All right, 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. Holy City in present-day Israel, whose Sultan of Egypt, who decisively won the battle of Payton against No. Crusader order whose numbers were accused of heresy and executed by Philip the Fourth of Rome. Yes. German military order, which participated in Northern Crusades to convert pagans in the area to Christianity. Holy Roman Emperor who drowned in the Salif River while embarking on the Third Crusade. No. Canonized monarch who attempted and failed to invade Egypt and Africa during the 7th and 8th Crusades. No. Motto uttered by Pope Urban II, translating to God wills it, which was used during the First Crusade. All right. I'm not going to get to 8, 11, 10. All right, you got 2 of those correct. You can still hear Vanguard. Let's see what you got. Sultan of Egypt, who decisively won the battle of Payton against Guy de Lusignan. All right, that's the leading. Okay, German military order which participated in the Northern Crusades to convert pagans in the area to Christianity. Teutonic order. Holy Roman Emperor who drowned in the Salif River while embarking on the Third Crusade. No, it's Frederick I. Canonized monarch who attempted and failed to invade Egypt and Africa during the 7th and 8th Crusades.
Philip II.
No, Louis IX. Motto uttered by Pope Urban II, translating to God wills it, which was used during the First Crusade. Yes. Both is correct. All right, our new score from the judge. 90 to 60. So the Crusades, those are done. All right, Vanguard, do you want John Steinbeck or do you want Zeus's Romantic Escapades? Zeus. Great, you want me to say all these names, don't you? This is going to be fun, folks.
I believe in you.
I believe in myself too. All right. Put a minute on the clock. Here we go. Greek goddess of marriage and queen of the gods. There is correct. Here on son of Zeus who completed 12 labors, including slaying either of the 2 twin children of Zeus or Leto, who are that's correct. Greek god of wine. Mortal lover of Zeus, whom he seduced in the form of a swan. What do you say? Is that right? Okay. Collective name for the 9 offspring of Zeus and the goddess of memory, Nemesis. No. Animal form in which Zeus abducted the mortal Europa. Both. Cal is the first answer. Okay. Mortal youth, the most beautiful mortals whom Zeus abducted to be his cupbearer. That is correct. All right, we did not get to 9 and 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. He has to steal one here. Collective name for the 9 offspring of Zeus and the goddess of memory, Nemesis. The Muses is correct. All right. After that, what do we have, Jim?
Number 160, Robert 70.
160 to 70. We're on to round 3. The lightning round is over. Round 3 is the final round, and that will crown our champion. And that will happen next. All right, folks, this is it. We've gone through weeks and weeks of questions, and it comes down to round 3. This is the finals. We have Vanguard, we have Crawford. What's the score? Just to remind folks at home. 160 to 70. Things can change on a dime, though, if Crawford goes on a run. And they've done it before. The reigning champions on the ropes, but not done yet. Let's see what happens in round 3. Crawford ready? Vanguard ready?
There we are.
Let's do it. Exodus Opsa Proba. What was the family motto of George Washington? What does it translate as? Exodus Opta Proba was the family motto of George Washington. What does it translate as?
Second word, please.
Opta,
Please spell it.
A-C-T-A,
And the number?
Proba, P-R-O-B-A-T. Okay, means the end justifies the means. The name ape is given to any of the 4 kinds of animals most like man. Chimpanzee, or given, or 2. Name the remaining 2.
Primates.
No.
Can you repeat the question?
The name ape is given to any of the 4 kinds of animals most like man. Chimpanzee and given are 2. Name the remaining 2.
Orangutan and gorilla.
Correct. That was for 10 points. For 20 points. There are 6 men in a room. This is a math question. There are 6 men in a room. Each one shakes hands with each of the others once. How many handshakes are there? Crawford?
60.
No.
720.
15. For 20 points. This is the only American city that has hosted both an Olympics game and a World's Fair, and has hosted both in the same year. Name the city.
Los Angeles.
No.
Atlanta.
No, St. Louis in 1904. For 10 points, death and witness by Thomas Mann is set against what background? An explosion, a poisoning, a plague, or an execution?
The plague.
Plague is correct. For 10 points, when proteins, essential components of all living cells, undergo complete hydrolysis, they form monomers called what?
Amino acids.
For 15 points, who is the only male named in the New Testament who died twice?
Lazarus.
Correct. For 15 points, in many small towns, movie theaters were called the Jew. What does that mean?
Can you repeat this? Can you repeat the question?
We bring in
The Washington.
the jewel. What did Patty Hearst do once and John Dillinger a dozen times?
Why don't people
No.
Thursday?
Wrong thing. Little less. All right, for 10 points, Ulysses S. Grant and Dwight D. Eisenhower were Republican presidents of the United States who served 2 full terms. What educational experience did these men have? They both went to West Point. For 20 points, who wrote the words to our patriotic hymn, America?
Francis Scott.
No. Samuel Francis Smith. All right, let's get a quick score check real quick. 170, 115, 10 points. 2 animals mentioned in the Old Testament are the hen and the coney. Today we call them coney and a guinea pig. What is a hen? No.
Is it a lamb?
No, it's a deer. For 5 points, in a class of 24 students, there are 9 girls. In a class of 24 students, there are 9 girls. What fractional part of the class is girls?
Three.
Correct. For 5 points, the open performing area with no prolysium and an audience on all 4 sides is called what? Proscenium, sorry.
Auditorium.
Nope. Either in the round. Edinburgh is the capital of Scotland. What is the capital of Wales?
Cardiff?
Cardiff is correct. Spiritualists claim that they can contact spirits during what activity? A seance. A sauropod is a dinosaur. What's a hexapod?
That's the pub.
Insect is correct. For 10 points, Mr. Lemming's science classroom is 20 feet wide. This is a math question. And 30 feet long. Mr. Marcello's classroom is 15 feet wide and 35 feet long. Which classroom is larger by how many square feet? Want me to repeat it?
The first one, 75.
75 square feet. And that is, yes, Mr. Lemming's. Herbs and spices. Those are the subjects of the next 3 questions. The next 3 questions for 5 points. Which of the following is a spice? Parsley, cloves, sage, or rosemary?
Six.
No.
Close.
Cloves is correct. For 10 points, what herb is considered a staple of Italian cooking?
Partially.
No.
Oregano.
Correct. And for 15 points, which seasoning did the ancient Greeks call the king of herbs?
Rosemary.
No.
Eight.
Basil is correct. Basil is correct. That's his forte. 230 to 150. 230 to 150. Vanguard in the lead. Your next 3 questions relate to European history. Which of the following did Napoleon not do after he seized power? A. Devise a new constitution. B. Make Catholicism the official state religion. C. Create the Bank of France. Or D. Grant women's suffrage. Correct. For 10 points, it is not generally known that Henry VIII enjoyed playing hockey, tackle football, tennis, polo, or soccer. Which one of those did he enjoy? Are we right on? All right, tennis. And for 15 points, where did Hitler find his swastika symbol for the Nazi Party? Stonehenge, Troy, Pompeii, Carthage, or Colorado?
Carthage.
No. Where did Hitler find his swastika symbol for the Nazi Party? Stonehenge, Troy, Pompeii, Carthage, or Colorado? No, it was Troy. We're in the middle of our 3rd round, and we're actually going to go to commercial break. Then we're going to come back and finish the 3rd round and find out the winner right after this. And welcome back to the Rotary Challenge. We're in round 3. Let's go ahead and get the scores. We're getting close to the end here. 230, 155. So a few more questions to go. Let's get right back to it. For 5 points. Dustin Hoffman dressed as a woman to get a role in a soap opera in what film? It's called Tootsie. For 10 points, name Jamie Farr's character Nash, who dressed up in woman's clothing to get out of the army. A little before y'all's time. Corporal Max Klinger. All right, for 15 points. who dressed as a man to keep Shylock from extracting his pound of flesh in the Merchant of Venice? Portia is correct. For 20 points, in what play by Shakespeare does Rosalind run away and disguise herself as Boy Ganymede? No. No. As you like it. 5 points. Jews built their first temple, Christians marked the resurrection, and Muslims commemorate Muhammad's ascension into heaven in what city, which is Jerusalem is correct. For 20 points, ancient France was called Gaul. Its history as a separate nation probably began in AD 823, when territories roughly corresponding to France, Germany, and Italy were divided among the grandsons of Charlemagne by treaty. What was the treaty?
Treaty of Versailles.
Yes. Yeah. All right. That's the end of our game right there. We are going to crown a winner for 2025, the Rotary Challenge. I have the trophy right here. Judges, who's going to be lifting this on high? Vanguard, this is your trophy. Congratulations. Wonderful job here. You're not going away empty-handed as well. We have a couple of checks that we're going to present here. So come on up. Each team will get a check, and that's going to be awesome here. So for Crawford, we have $500. How many set your gift right here? Let's make sure we can get. There we go. Good job, Crawford. Rotary Challenge 2025. We get a nice big check here, $1,000. So Vanguard, come on up. Congratulations to y'all. Some money for both schools, and we also have the trophy. Vanguard, you are now the reigning champions. You're the former champions, but guess what? You get to come back next year and try this all over again. That is it for the Rotary Challenge for tonight. Thank you for joining us for the past several weeks around here. Are y'all excited to be the winners? Yeah. All right, let's give Vanguard one more round of applause. Thank you very much for joining us on this journey. We're going to do it again in 2026 too. We will see you then.
Recognize all 13 schools that participated this year. If you don't see a school that you expected here, talk to us or some member of the committee and find out how we can get that school involved as well. The 13 schools that participated this year: McGregor, Waco, Lavega, West, Early College in Columbus, Crawford, Moody, Troy, Parker Heights, Vanguard, China Spring, Midway, and Belton. Obviously, what we saw was the final round, and I'd like to recognize the schools that are present. We have the runner-up Crawford. They had an amazing run. They were the defending champions. It was back-to-back years they made it to the finals. So thank you for being here. We look forward to having another team from Crawford next year. And of course, let's say congratulations to our champions of this year, Vanguard. I wanted to say thank you again for all the people that have supported this program through Rotary. It is really a lot of fun. There is some work that you need to do if you want to make a committee, but it's nothing overwhelming, and more hands make a line of work. So please think about joining us next year. We usually start around November, December, have a couple of, electronic meetings, email meetings, and we usually film at the end of January or early February. And so it's a pretty quick stint, and you can definitely serve Rotary through that, through your membership in that committee.
So we want to thank Channel 25. We want to thank Vanguard and Crawford. We want to thank the committee and all Rotarians that contributed to the Youth Service Fund and or to the goodie bags. It's a big family affair, and we really appreciate it. I think every year I'm amazed at the questions that Kev's answered. So it was a great show. You put a lot of work into it. It paid off. And congratulations to everyone. Thank you. We'd like to re-welcome our Rotary guests today. And I believe the Rotarian from California wins the Distance Award. So thank you very much for coming. Our next meeting is May the 12th. And let's see. Too bad I need glasses so bad. I think it's Marty Chamberlain with the Texas Health and Human Services will be giving the program that day. Please stand for the four-way test. Rotary. Rotary is adjourned.